Hello my dear students, myself Amit Upadhyay and I am here with a new unit, Unit 2, VI Raman, the Pride of India. This is the first lesson of our Unit 2 and today we will be discussing about it. Now, we should know that what is the role of science in our life and what are the some important scientists that our country India has produced that have given the greatest contribution in the course of science for the mankind. So regarding this, we need to look at the pictures that has been given on page number 23 in the starting of our textbook. Let us see. The first picture, do you know who is him? He is nothing but APJ Abdul Kalam, the rocket man of India. He is the scientist and as well as the former president of India who has been known for his contribution into the rocket science and helped in the development of BrahMos missile. So he is also known as the rocket man of India. Next picture is S. Ramanujam. The next picture is of S. Ramanujam, who is the greatest mathematician of India, who has calculated the value of pi while returning from the space in the spacecraft. She has the record of visiting the space most times. Now, the question that follows are, who are these people? So, the people that have been shown in the picture are the great scientists of India. Second question is that, tell your class what you know about them. So, just now we have discussed that what we know about the scientists and what are the names of the scientists. Do you want to be a scientist? Why? If you love science subject, then it's obvious that you will want to become a scientist in your future, because becoming a scientist is a job of being an adventurer. There are so many things you will get to discover. There are so many things that you will find to explore in the future, and your all curiosity will become to the truth when you become scientist. So these are the great scientists of India, and now let us start our journey to know more about C.V. Raman. So here we go. On the busy Bow Bazaar street in Calcutta, there was an old building. It was headquarters of Indian Association of Cultivation of Science. In December, on a fine evening in 1927, there was much excitement in one of the laboratories. Chandrasekhar Venkataramana was showing a visitor some of his instruments when a young man, S.K. Krishnan, rushed and said that Professor Crompton has won the Nobel Prize. Now this is the story of 1927, a laboratory which is situated in Calcutta, Bow Bazaar, and it was an old building, and there was a joy in one of the laboratories of that institution. And what was the institution here? It was the headquarters of Indian Association of Cultivation of Science. So what was the joy for? The joy was the C.V. Raman, that is Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman, was showing something, a visitor, about his instrument. So suddenly one visitor came and he said that he has announced that Professor Compton has won the Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize is the prize which is being given to the people with great inventions in different fields of our world. So in the science field, at that time Professor Compton has received the Nobel Prize, and that was the greatest news of that time for the scientists and for C.V. Raman as well. So Raman was equally delighted. Excellent news, he said, smiling at the visitor, and then he was lost in thought. But look here, Krishnan, he said, turning to the young man, if this Compton effect is true of X-rays, it must be true of light too. So now, hearing this news, because Compton was also a scientist and C.V. Raman was also working on the same theory, he was very happy and he was very delighted that the theory that Compton has been given for the X-rays, he tells the thing to Krishnan that if it is true for the X-rays, then this must be true for the light also. So now, what happened? A few years earlier, A.H. Compton had shown that the nature of X-rays changes when passed through matter. The change was dependent on the kind of matter. The effect was called Compton effect. So the A.H. Compton, who was the scientist at that time, he has shown that the X-ray changes its nature when it is passed through different kinds of matter, and the effect is also different depending on the nature of the matter, and the effect of those X-rays are known as Compton effect. Now, could light also change its nature when passed through a transparent medium? That was the question that Raman asked himself. So after getting to know the theory of Compton, he was thinking that if the X-rays can change their nature passing from the matter, could it be possible for the light that it will also change its nature when it passes from a transparent medium? This was the question which tackled the mind of C.V. Raman at that time. So now for 5 years he had been doing research in optics, the science of light. So optics, what is optics? Optics is the stream of science in which we study the different properties of light and how does the property of light affect the other situation in our day-to-day life. So he was doing research in the field of optics since the last 5 years, and now he has tackled his mind with the new question when the Compton effect was being proven true, and he has been given a Nobel Prize. Now this was a groundbreaking point for C.V. Raman, and now he has no sophisticated equipment was available in his laboratory, but Raman was confident that he could find the answer with some modifications in his equipment. Started wanting to do research in India, and that was the glory of C.V. Raman, that he has received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930. That was the glorious moment for C.V. Raman to receive the greatest prize in the world for being an Indian scientist. Raman was born on November 7, 1888 at Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. His father was a physics teacher in college. He was a brilliant student right from the start. When Raman passed his matriculation, his parents were keen to send him abroad for higher studies. But on medical grounds, a British surgeon advised them against it, and Raman stayed in the country to do MA course at the Presidency College in Madras, now called Chennai. So the C.V. Raman was born on 7th November 1888 in the Tamil Nadu, and what is the city here? Tiruchirappalli. So he was C.V. Raman. Science had already made an impression on him, and he began